supposed to run, he's standing in the pocket too long. And when he's supposed to throw it, he's taking off too early. So right now, what is it? It's like he's not being taught. And like I said, I don't know. I think they have Sharon Carey. I think Sharon Carey is the quarterback coach. And Sharon's a good coach. You know what I'm saying? Played at LSU, the running back played at LSU, but it's like Sharon played quarterback in high school. Sharon was an option quarterback. He was an option quarterback in high school. So it's like once you move up, you know, like why not bring in somebody like myself who's played the position, who's excelled the position, that I can teach them what I know.
Bruce, you bring up something very interesting. It's something that Coach Cole has emphasized. And I just want to get your opinion. You segued into it. How important is it for a quarterback, an actual quarterback that played at a high level, to coach the quarterback position?
Let me tell you something. Standing back there at the quarterback, you can't get a running back to tell me how it is to play quarterback. You can't get a lineman to tell me how. You got to get somebody that's been in that heat, that's been in that smoke, that stared down the barrel of that defense and made those throws. You got to have somebody that's coaching that guy, because other positions can't tell me how it is to be back there. I've had the ball in my hands. I've made those decisions. You understand? Like you have to know what the other 10 people are doing, plus with your job. So I got to set protection. I got to make sure my receivers know what they're doing. I got to make sure my running back understands the protection, know what he's doing. Oh, they decide to blitz. I got to know my hot read. Okay, they showing blitz and then back out and play zone. I still got to make sure I'm protected, and I got to keep my eyes downfield and doing all this while getting the snap from the center. And then it's so much that goes on back there. So unless you played it, you can't tell me. That's just like myself. I know what the offensive linemen do, but I can't tell you how it is to be in the trenches, snapping the ball and down blocking and kick step. I can't tell you that, but I know what they do because I played football. So I feel like at those positions, I feel like any position should be coached by somebody that played that position. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if I'm a cornerback, that's why a lot of people run to Coach Prime. If I'm a cornerback, why would I not go and play for Coach Prime? He played it. He excelled at it. He's a Hall of Famer. Same way when it came to Coach Williams. If I'm a quarterback, why would I not go and play for Coach Williams?
Let me ask you this here, Coach Eugene, because this is, I think, the problem. People tend to think it's about quarterbacks being able to throw the ball. It's my contention that until you're able to process the right decision, you can't make a confident throw. It's almost like I've shot basketball. I've never played quarterback, but I have shot basketball. And if I'm not sure about the shot, it doesn't go very well for me.
It's going to be short. You didn't put enough on it and things like that.
So a lot of us chalk it up to this guy's arm is not good enough. He can't throw well enough. But could it be just the guys are not sure about the decisions that they're making that's causing them to make errant throws or throw the ball off target?
Absolutely. Because think about it. If you're unsure about something now, guess what happened? Your feet won't be in the right position. You know what I'm saying? Your release will be wrong. You know, you worried about a lot of things. Like people don't understand. You don't even throw with your arm. You throw with your feet.
You're muted, Coach. Not you, Coach Cole.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. I was going to say, you're preaching, boy. You're preaching.
Like you don't throw with your arm. You throw with your feet.
Got to throw with your feet. If
you know what I'm saying? Because again,
that ball going to go everywhere.
Yo, coach used to always say, slow feet don't eat.
That's right.
So when you dropping back, those 3-step, 5-step drop, like people think, oh, if I drop back 5 steps, that's 5 yards. No, a 5-step drop coming from under center, you're going to be about 7 yards deep now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you had your quick 5 when you got your speed outs and things like that. But if you're taking the big 5, you're going to be about 7, 8 yards deep. Yeah. If you're trying to set the pocket and set the point, again, that has to be taught. It's crazy because at practice today, I just told my quarterback, I said, we did a flea flicker. You know, we did a jet sweep. Then he gave it to the reverse coming around. Then they gave it to my quarterback. So my quarterback handed it off, but he stood there. He didn't get back like he was supposed to. But then he realized, oh, I'm supposed to be backing up. And then they got it. And he threw it. He completed for a touchdown. But I told him, I said, what you learned in that play? He was like, spacing. I said, ding, 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 ding. I said, because if you still at 5 when we doing the reverse, then guess what? By the time he give it back to you, you don't have no room. D-line gonna be all on top of you. But if I back up and I get my space and I'm 8 to 10, now guess what? I just gave myself room to complete that pass. You know, also in protection, when you playing against an even front, a lot of people don't know, okay, if I'm playing against an even front, I know most of the time if we block it, we basing it up, my center's going to work one tech to the back or to that side. You know, my running back is going to take the backer to the 3-tech side. So I always teach my quarterback, okay, if I got to buy time, which way am I going? Am I going to go where it's 2 linemen working this way, or am I going to go where it's a running back working this way?
Behind the lineman.
I'm going to go behind the line. I feel much safer behind linemen than I do my running back.
I ain't never played quarterback, but I know I don't want no running back blocking for me.
You see what I'm saying? But again, like I said, these are things that quarterbacks, you start teaching them now as they go up. Now, guess what? They'll be able to make those calls. Like my quarterback, I allow him to call his own plays. He has to set his protections. Every play. And I always tell a lineman, I say, yo, y'all can do it, but I want him to do it because if he sets the protection, then he knows anybody that comes free, he know where they're coming from. If a lineman sets it, then now guess what? You're trying to figure out, no, you set the mic. You set the mic. So now guess what? Once you set the mic, then I know these 2 free over here. That one is mine right there.
Hey, look, everybody needs to send in $1 for all this lesson we getting on this quarterback stuff.
You know, so like I said, I hate watching bad quarterbacks play. When I watch a football game, like I'm gonna be prime example. I watched the Jets game the other day, right? It hurts watching Justin Fields play because you can see he's so uncomfortable back there in the pocket. So if you're uncomfortable, you're not even looking downfield. Everything you do is going to be a check down because you're just trying to get the ball out your hand. You're uncomfortable. You don't trust your offensive lineman. You know, so you feel all jittery back there, and he's not allowing plays to develop. So when I'm watching them, I'm like, man, who's coaching this kid? Yeah. Who's coaching this? But guess what? The guy that's coaching him is getting paid, millions of dollars in the NFL to coach him, and he's still playing that bad.
Yeah, you appreciate this, Coach, because they asked me some of the same questions. Why is everybody going to 2 quarterback system? One would say, well, we ain't settled on but I would say it's because either the head coach and the coordinator are friends, but nobody wants to take the blame. So that way you can blame it on each quarterback. And not the plays that you're calling and not going over the things that you just talked about. There's no way. One guy is going to be better than the other. Point blank.
All the time.
You know what I mean? Or make a commitment to what you're going to do on offense. You're going to RPO the hell out of it, then lead a running guy in there. If you're going to try to sling it around the place, then put the guy that they can throw the ball around the place in the game. So but that alternating, going back and forth, that shit did not work.
It's frustrating because as a quarterback, it's all about rhythm. So I need the reps to get my rhythm. So if I'm in the game and then, okay, the next quarterback coming in and everything else, you'll never be able to get a rhythm. So if I can't get a rhythm, then guess what? I'm always going to be indecisive. I'm always going to be indecisive. I'm going to be scared to make a mistake because I'm looking over my shoulder thinking, hey, he about to take me out. So I can never relax and just play ball.
That's what I kind of say, that the quarterback handles the ball 100% of the time.
Yeah, him and the center,
he's going to touch it. And you can't be that guy if, like you just said, I'm looking over my shoulder. If I make a mistake, then I'm coming out of the game. You can't be in that position and play that way and be successful.
You can't. And it's crazy because I thank God that Coach Williams and Coach Spears never was that guy. Yeah. I thank God they was never that guy. Yeah. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know that there almost was no Bruce Eugene at Grambling. There was almost no Bruce Eugene at Grambling because I split time with Randy Himes, my redshirt freshman. That was the year we played against you guys, Coach.
Right.
Randy and I split time with Randy. Because remember, Randy was that wide receiver that game against you guys.
Right, exactly. I remember.
You know, and when Randy left, it was supposed to be my time to take over. Well, because I helped us make plays and win the championship, I took for granted all the work that comes with being the guy. And we had a guy by the name of Gary Cooper that came in. Cooper eventually transferred to Valley, but before that, Gary Cooper was the freshman that came in, and we were getting ready to play McNeese State. At McNeese, they were number 1 in the country, and I played. I was 3 for 27 that game. 3 for 27.
That's bad, Coach.
That's really bad. I got booed. You know, I threw like 2 interceptions. You know, it was terrible. So the next game, in that same game, Gary came in, threw 2 touchdown passes. So of course, a true freshman doing what, you know what I'm saying, the sophomore, all right, we going with the true freshman. The next week we play Alcorn State. Never forget. We play Alcorn State. I found myself hanging with the guys on the team that's always complaining that coach messing over them and everything else. Because I called my mom and told her I was coming home. When they decided to start the freshman, I called my mom. I said, I'm coming home. She said, home where? She said, you're going to sit on that bench and be the biggest cheerleader you can be. So I found myself hanging out with the guys that's always complaining, Coach. You know the group that be like, oh, man, Coach messing over me. I'm better than that dude right there. Coach still playing him and everything else. I was hanging with those guys. And during the game, Gary catches cramps. So when he catches cramps, he get ready to come out. So they call for me. So I run and grab my helmet. I go in the game. Everybody start booing. We at Grambling now. Now everybody starts booing. Coach called a timeout. They put Gary back in the game. I put my helmet back down. And I go back by the guys that complained. Well, next quarter, Gary catches cramps again. So now this is the second time he has to come out. I go into the game, still getting booed. I threw a touchdown pass. When I threw a touchdown pass, after I threw a touchdown pass, I put my helmet down. I go back by the same guys complaining. Coach, we got a turnover. So when we got a turnover, my quarterback coach, Pete Burks, was telling Coach Williams, hey, Gary's ready. Gary's ready. It was in that moment when Coach Williams said, no, hell no, give me Bruce. We went in, we won the game, and the next week, they were saying, oh, Coach has a quarterback controversy. Who's it going to be, the freshman Gary Cooper or Bruce Eugene? Coach Williams on that Monday at his press conference, he said, there's no quarterback controversy. Bruce Eugene will be my quarterback going forward. And it was in that moment when I realized, hey, I can't take nothing for granted. And I started, Coach, in practice, I would take in the starter reps, and when they put the tools in, I stayed in with the tools because I'm working on me. I never let go. And I told my kids that, and they didn't believe me, but I told them, if Gary Cooper doesn't catch cramps, there is no Bruce Eugene.
Wow.
Let me ask you this, Coach Eugene, because we got a controversy in the SWAC this week. At Florida A&M, there's something that happened at Florida A&M where an announcer
talking about the honeybees,
Coach. And I'm going to correlate this, Coach. I'm going to ask you a question because you know. Because did you feel like that you had to be twice as better or maybe even perfect because you didn't fit the stereotype of a quarterback?
That never really, fitting into the stereotypical, that never really bothered me. I was a competitor. Like I used to tell him all the time, Robert Kent was 6'5". I was 6 foot, 6'1". That didn't bother me. Put the ball down. As long as we're on the same field, you would not beat me. You would not outplay me. You would not outsmart me. I never worried about that. I never worried about looking like everybody else. Because at the end of the day, after I beat you, then guess what? You wanted to look like me. Because I just dominated you. So guess what? Every team started going out looking for a kid like me.
Yeah.
Every lineman's dream started to come true because every big guy picked up a football and started throwing it.
Yeah. Were you before Lorenzen or after Jerry Lorenzen?
Same time.
Really?
Same time. When Jared Lorenz was at Kentucky, same time.
Bishop,
But
you
the
got
crazy
any
part about
questions?
it,
Yeah, I'm just sitting here.
Yeah,
and I'm the only one
it's your
that
time,
actually,
Coach. You got the floor, baby.
You
got the floor, because we can't hold him forever, but you got the floor.
But here's the thing. I didn't want to interrupt, because Coach, I appreciate what you were bringing to the table. So, Coach, here I'm gonna get to it. As you can see, I have a Grambling jersey on.
I like that. I appreciate it.
See, I have a business, and I sponsored Grambling, the dance team. But I saw during their championship run those 2 years, I was at every Grambling football game, and I wanted to expound on a couple of things. So I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. Trumaine Johnson was my favorite player. So I saw those great Grambling teams. Okay, I'm 55 years old, so I saw the Eddie Robinson there. I came all the way through. One thing that blew my mind, to your point, because I always knew that Grambling had this great football alumni. I was shocked when I did not see all around all of you great players, names and things all on. I was shocked by that coming from Jackson, because I had seen it at Jackson State, saw it at Grambling. But one of the things I wanted to talk about, because we're talking about your coaching acumen, I want to actually talk about how great a player you were. Now, I'll tell you a story. I live in Atlanta. I know your school, but here's the thing. Back in 2005, Jackson State was playing Grambling in Jackson. I told a couple of my buddies, I said, man, Grambling's got this guy that they average like 50 points a game. So I said, man, them Jackson State games are crazy. We drive down Jackson, probably about 50,000 people. You threw for 479 yards and 5 touchdowns. Do you remember that game? Coming to Jackson, lighting them up.
Guess what? I love playing in Jackson. Let me tell you something. My 2 favorite places to play were Jackson State and Alcorn, Mississippi. Because let me tell you something. When Alcorn played that, I used to be like, yeah, we about to light y'all up. They ain't going to get played that much. And I used to love when Jackson Band came in playing that whoa, 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 whoa. Let me tell you something. That right there used to get my blood pumping. I used to be like, oh, yeah, we got the easy 400, 500. And it's crazy. The day you speak of, I came on the field early. That's when Cletus Gordon was playing. I came on the field early, and I walked on Jackson's side, and I was like, oh, you number 3? Or I'm throwing 2 touchdowns on you. You number 1, I'm throwing 4 touchdowns. Like, I walked over there and started a whole big commotion with them, because I knew the ball was in my hand. So I already knew if anything went right or went wrong, it was on me, and I was fine with that. My receivers didn't talk. Like, my wide receivers didn't talk. Let me tell you something. My receivers that year was Clyde Edwards, Henry Tolbert, Reginald Jackson, Moses Harris. I had Xavier Jackson. Was that George Piggott? Like, my receivers didn't talk. But when they lined up, it was go time. And they knew as long as I was back there, we was rocking and rolling. They knew I was going to deliver it. And we put on the show that day. I know exactly what you're talking about. We was in it all white.
So we're sitting up here, and I'm telling these guys, because the thing about it, and people that have been in the vet, again, as you can see, and I want to get let me just ask this to get back to it. How did you get the round mound of touchdown? Who first called you that? Do you remember that?
Coach Williams. Coach Williams called me that because, like I said, when you watch me, I was playing quarterback. I was 311 pounds. So I was big, man. And Coach Williams called me that. He called me the round. Him and Coach Spears called me the round mound of touchdown. And when they put that in the article, I was like, oh man, I'm done for the rest of my. I'm coined. That's what I'm coined as. Round mound of touchdown. And even right out here in Atlanta, when I go places. When I bring my kids to, they always say round mound of touchdown, round mound of touchdown. So for me, it's I love it. That lets me know at least you guys paid attention and looked to see, things I've done.
Well, Coach, let me tell you, so I'm gonna get it. Then I'm gonna ask you one more question. Here's the fun thing. So we're sitting there and say we get there, right? And you know how you guys are doing your regular warm-up toss?
Yeah.
My friend is like, why is the offensive lineman throwing the ball all the time? Where's the quarterback? I was like, look, that is the quarterback.
Oh, man, don't do me that. Don't do me that.
So when you're talking about, and Coach Cole talked about it, 4,500 yards, 54 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. You're talking about one of the all-time greatest seasons ever in NCAA history. and things like that.
Mr. Campbell, excuse me, 56 touchdowns.
50, oh, I'm sorry, 56 touchdowns. See, I'm close with it. See, I'm not reading off the top now. See, this is how much I know about your careers. You're talking about national champions that you guys were Black College national champions. But one of the things that now, as you have been around, you have seen, like I said, you grew up with it. You thought the G was only the G, not Georgia. When you're looking at, and we'll just keep it at SWAC football, how disappointed are you of the level of play that you see just overall, based on the time when you were still in that glory era of players that, again, we're talking about Grambling that had 100+ players drafted by the NFL, not talking about played in the NFL. When you saw players that came out your school that, hey, man, this guy played in the NFL, this guy played in the NFL.
Jason Hatcher played on my team with me.
Thank you. And now you look at it where we're struggling, A, to even recruit the players, and 2, to develop the players. How disappointing is that for you?
It's very disappointing, because again, like I said, don't get me wrong, like it's no knock versus the PWIs, the Power Fours, and everything else, but I'm Black College through and through. I'm an HBCU guy, so I always want to see the HBCU win, and we're not doing a great job developing our guys. We're not doing a great job of, like you say, getting our guys out there. Like right now, like we talk about, Bodie should be at the forefront of everything having to do with HBCU football. He should be at the forefront of everything. Bodie should be at the forefront. We got to do a better job, and it hurts. It hurts because, like I said, all these Power Fours and everything else, guess what? Every time you look, they're putting their guys out there. There's a commercial. They'll even social media. Even if you don't have the money to do all the ads, social media doesn't cost anything. You can post things and send out things on your Instagram and things like that just to showcase that we're not doing a good job, and we have to get better if Black college football want to survive. Let me say that, if we want to survive. Because right now, as you know, a school like Mississippi Valley is always on the verge of whether they're going to close or they're going to go down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always getting those type of schools and everything else. So in order for us to survive, we all need each other to survive.
One thing, Coach. One thing.
I'm sorry.
Wait, Coach. How proud are you of Noah Bonin and his reclamation of coming back through all the adversity? Because it was a big thing. Because you got to remember, and again, we're talking, and I always say a renaissance with them. He was at Grambling, big time. Grambling Shadur is down at Jackson State. I thought those guys were going to battle back and forth between each other for 4 years. How proud are you of that young man who was able to, kind of go through some things, but resilient enough, as you're saying now, playing so well at Edwin Waters?
Let me tell you something, man. Look, Noah's just not any kid to me. Noah's like my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started dealing with Noah after his freshman year in high school. And I went over to Christ the King and coached him, and me and Noah have been joined at the hip since. And Noah right now today, I call him right now today, check on him. How's practice? How's it going? What's going on? I send him something for his pockets. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's he knows one thing. If anybody going down with him, he know Coach Bruce is going down with him. So when it comes to Noah, he's not just any kid to me. So to watch how he was just kicked out at Grambling hurt me the most, because I'm like, that's one of mine. As a Grambling guy, you should have been like, look, we're going to give him another year just to see what's going on. So when Hugh came in, you kick him out. And then he go to Southern, and then now you battling with a kid that was nowhere close to his talent. The quarterback that Southern was playing, it was nowhere close. So now he's playing this backup role where now he has to be savior most of the time. So now his decision-making is flawed because I got to force the ball because we're down. They brought me in, we're losing. I got to force. So he never got a fair shake. And then you bring in a new offensive coordinator after you fire Dooley, who doesn't appreciate who he was. And we see now how terrible he is because they kicked him to the side for McNair.
Tell us how you really feel, Coach.
I've been knew he was terrible. I said it when they hired him. I said he was a long snapper at Southern. And you got him at the offensive coordinator. He don't know what it's like to be back there. You got coaching quarterbacks. So again, for his rocky road he's been through to now be at Edward Water with Coach Jenkins, and guess what? A reunion with Coach Dooley. You know what I'm saying? Now, guess what? It's a match made in heaven. He loves it. He's happy about it. He's excited about his team, and you can see it through his play.
Well, that's awesome, Coach. I'm here in Atlanta. I'm in Norcross. I'm definitely going to come check you guys out.
It's our homecoming. It's our homecoming game this Friday. If you want to come through,
I am very close to the AD at Florida A&M. I've already told her to watch this show, and I'm going to make sure we get some of those guys that I know are quality players because come down there and play for the Rattlers.
I'm telling you, look, man, I got guys. When I tell you I got guys, I got schools all the way coming from New York. When I lived in New York, coming all the way to Georgia to recruit my guys. Wagner University, Stony Brook University. You know what I'm saying? Coming all the way to Locust Grove, little Locust Grove as people call it, you know, to come and get our kids. So we're no longer the, you know, the spot that people don't know about. We're playing big time football. Again, we're in first place. Stockbridge is under us. Even though we lost to Stockbridge this year 21-20, you know, we're in first place. And like I said, we just got to win out and win the region, man. But we're doing some special things there. And I'm excited about it, man. You come check us out, man. Come check us out. You'll get to see my quarterback, which I tell you. You'll get to watch him play live. You'll get to see my son who they can't block him.
Yeah, last question. You know, because I know are y'all still in school, right? You got to go to school tomorrow, man. Last question. How does it feel, or how does it make you feel that when you see all these Caucasian guys coming to our conference, and when they come, they always take the coordinator's job or the assistant head coach's job or the O-line job, and they're always the highest paid on the staff.
And then they leave.
And
So
and never mentioned that they ever went to or coached at the school that they started from.
It hurts, man, because you're using us as stepping stones. You know, instead of bringing in our guys that love and cherish the school, like you use us as stepping stones for a bigger job. And then now, guess what? We're left scrambling again, trying to find somebody to fill that position. And then what we always do, we hire another guy that's a seat filler for a year or two, and then he leaves for another job. And that's why most of our schools have been inconsistent and are struggling nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, it's a problem. Like I think like we said from the beginning, we need to take our own, we need to hire our own, and we need to give our own a chance.
Yeah, Bruce, I'm gonna tell you something that my head coach told me. I don't know if you remember a guy named Lionel Taylor. He just passed away.
Okay.
First black offensive coordinator in the NFL. He's a Hall of Famer. He's the first wide receiver to ever catch 100 passes in the AFL.
Okay.
And he's legendary. After listening to you tonight, my man, you scare people. When you come in on the interview and you talk what you talk, you scare people. And he always told me you're going to have problems trying to get a job in HBCU. And I hate to say that, but I don't even know the answer to say dummy stuff down, because that ain't who you are. You're a champion. You're a winner. I've seen you play. I've competed against you, man. You are special. And I promise that me and these two other gentlemen on this side, we not going to forget who you are. And I just thank you for taking your time out, man, to share this with you. Like Coach said earlier, every time we sit and talk about quarterbacks in the past, your name is always coming up, man. So I want to thank you. I hope I didn't dampen you, but man, you special, man. You are Coach. You are special. You are right on, and I know you can get things done.
And Coach Cole, you know what's crazy? I've been told that every interview I've done, and everybody I talk to, they always say, no one's going to hire you because they're afraid to hire. They're not going to hire their replacement. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Like, I'm very passionate about what I do. Like when I get hired, and I tell people time and time again, if you hire me, I'm not coming on to replace you. I'm coming on to be a part of your tree.
Yeah.
I'm coming on to be a part of your tree because guess what? Any success that I have in the coaching profession is going to go back to that person that gave me an opportunity. Like I'm not trying to replace anybody. I'm not trying to I love the game of football. I love teaching football. I love having the battle of wits with opposing coaches. Like I love this. So I don't know.
When you talk, it's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Man, you're a bad boy. You know your stuff, man. You know your stuff.
Coach Eugene, this is what I will say. And this is gonna give you hope.
Bryce, come here, Bryce.
This is gonna give you hope, Coach Eugene.
Yeah.
With the way they running through coaches in the SWAC, you're gonna eventually get your turn.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Come here. This is my son right here.
Oh man.
6'3", 275.
Well, look at them shoulders, Coach.
Is he Bruce? Is he a Bruce or he something else?
Oh no, he's a D lineman.
No, I'm talking about name wise.
Oh, he's Bryce. His name is Bryce.
Bryce. Oh, Bryce. Okay.
You didn't want to give him Bruce?
Nah, his mama gave him Bryce. But that's my son. So like I told you, Coach, they offered him, but nobody talked, nobody reached out. Even if you don't think you have a chance, you should still be in constant communication because anything can happen.
Anything.
Hey, Bryce, what kind of grades you making, young man?
Right now I got all A's.
Oh, he don't got no choice. He don't got no choice in that, Coach. He'll December graduate. He graduated in December. He'll be on college campus in January.
Hey, Bryce, can I get a loan in January? I can wait.
I told him about Armand. I told him he'll tell you.
Then we got guys though like that.
Well, Bruce, it's gonna be some jobs opening up this year. We don't know who and when and where, but we definitely get you back on after this season, man. And man, hopefully we can direct you to one of these coaches because you need to be in the SWAC conference, Coach.
Coach, I would love to come back home to the conference and you know what I'm saying, continue the excellence that started before me. Well, you know what I'm saying, I would love to do that.
Well, thank you, man, for your time and effort. Anything, guys?
Man, I just want to thank Coach Eugene and for coming on the show. I'll keep in contact via email, and I'll be following Locust Grove all the way here from Waco, Texas.
Mr. Campbell lives in Norcross, so he's gonna come to our game.
I'm there. I'm coming. I'm coming to recruit, so I'm not coming to watch. I'm coming to recruit.
I told him we play homecoming game this Friday. So let me tell you how good we are, right? All of our defensive linemen have single digits.
So
y'all running like that.
So y'all got them cute defensive linemen, huh?
Oh, they ain't cute. They ain't cute.
No, you bad boy when you go in single digits. That's Florida State right there.
He has a pick six. He has a pick six from a D lineman, and then my nephew, Martavius Candace, he has a pick six as a D lineman.
Well, man, Coach, hey, Coach, now wait a minute. Now, I got to say something. Now, Coach Spears said something. Now, Coach, it might be a package deal I can work out. Now, I'm just trying to tell you, I got connections, Coach.
Look. Like I said, I got packages. You know what I'm saying? So
listen.
You might not get this package. I come with some other packages now.
Coach, listen, Coach, and they say I'm internationally known and locally loved. Trust me, I know folks.
Hey, Coach, does he have an offer from Florida State?
No, he don't have an offer from Florida State. So the new D coordinator at Florida State, is my guy who just came from Nebraska. So I've been trying. The D line coach came from Nebraska, Coach Knighton. So I sent him this stuff and everything else, but they ain't pulled the trigger yet. So, like I said, it's a lot of schools. He's currently committed to UNLV. Coach Mullen. But you know how it is. It's a lot of schools now been doubling back, blowing the phone up and things like that. So
UNLV, that's out there with me. Shit, that's right up the road, baby.
No, let me tell you something. UNLV showed major love when we went, Coach.
Hey. Do you have any? Well, you probably gonna have a game, but Grambling playing out there.
We play. We have a game that Friday, so I'm like, it makes no sense for me to even try to get out there when we play that Friday. But I want to get him to a game before this year is out, just so he can see it.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, like I said, Mr. Campbell, be looking for you. Don't worry about it. I got your ticket for you. All you got to do is call my phone
Absolutely.
Coach Cole will give you my number. Call my phone. Say, hey, Coach, I'm on the way. You get the red carpet treatment.
Hey, man,
Well, we'll bring you back on, Coach, at the end of the year, man. Hopefully, you go make a playoff run.
Hey, we're gonna be the number 1 seed. We're gonna be the number 1. Hey, this is gonna be the first time we ever won Locust Grove ever won the region championship. So that's the plan.
Eugene, you are SWAC.
Appreciate that. Hey, that coming from a fellow SWAC guy. Hey, Coach, you know that's an honor, man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Coach.
You guys.
Thank you.
That was neat, Coach.
Yeah.
That was real neat. Is that what this show is all about, Coach Cole?
Coach, he a bad boy. You want to talk about quarterback, Coach? He bad boy, Coach. He need to be in our see this, but this is what I'm talking about, Cameron. You know, this is what I'm talking about, man. Doug Williams, Melvin Spears, this kid, man, and there's a bunch of more that's out there. They can coach their ass out, Coach. They can make chicken shit into chicken salad.
Well, Coach, like I told you, I gave you the answer, and Coach Spears agreed. I mean, I know what it is, so I don't have to sit back here. See, one thing, I'm not one of those people that are clueless, and I don't want the audience to be clueless. And the thing about it is, and we talk about this, we have a lot of ADs who watch the game. We have other coaches that watch this show. So I'm going to keep saying this because, what was funny, again, as you guys see, I always told people, FAMU, Grambling, Jack State, and my Mississippi school, always a part of my family. But I'm telling you, we drove from Atlanta to see this guy. And just to let you know, 20 years ago almost, probably now, it was at 2005. Yeah, that's 20 years ago, I went to see this young man play. And to understand the fact that we have ADs, and then what happens is, you know what tickles me about this, Coach? When the schools start losing, then they wonder what happened. When there are guys like a Bruce Eugene that can complement your staff, but because you don't understand the dynamics of, again, and what you do is you get very bad advice from, and I'll say this too, and again, we have a lot of influence from PWIs that filter in to say, hey, you're this guy and stuff like that, instead of we doing our own research, watching tape, understanding who these guys are. Because I'm going to tell you this, and this disappointed me about Grambling, because Grambling is usually strong with their alumni. But I've said this before, and I said this last week. Every school needs to have a simple football alumni coaches group. And every alum should say, here's all, like Coach Eugene, here's all my guys. We should automatically offer every school. Because the only way you're going to get, or Coach Eugene said, we're playing Stockbridge next week. That guy's pretty good. We just played again. But I do not hear this, and it blows my mind when this is the way you have to recruit. I'm telling you something. TC telling them that's what they're doing down in Jackson. Yeah. They are getting those referrals to get these guys.
Yeah. My school is notorious, Coach. Humiliating. Downright disgusting at my school at Texas Southern of always going out and getting a goddamn coach from somewhere else. And all of them has failed. Do you hear me, Rocky? Do you hear me? All of them has failed. The only 2 or 3 that hadn't failed was Alexander Durley, Rod Page, and Johnnie Cole. Out of 17 damn coaches and damn near 100 years of football. That's crazy, ain't it? And we keep going out and getting guys. We don't even get guys that played at the school on the staff. They hired Daryl Colbert, who was my roommate, who played with the Kansas City Chiefs, who coached on my staff of the only championship that Texas Southern has won, and they make him operational guy. He the operation guy. He ain't coaching wide receivers who he still hold records at the school. And him and Donald Narcisse, who was on the show, they were the 2 tandems that held the passing receiving record for over 20 years. They don't hire him on the staff to coach. They hire him as the operation guy. It's unbelievable, Coach. It's unbelievable how we do not love our own.
So, Coach, if you would talk to people in HBCU football the last 5-6 years, because that's where I'm into. You wouldn't think that you guys have as deep of a bench in coaching as you guys do. You guys obviously have a real, if you guys have Coach Eugene being very successful at the high school level, have a deep desire to be a coach at the college level, right? And he probably knows, he's been in coaching probably at least 15 years probably, and he probably knows what those positions come with those positions from an economic standpoint, and he still wants to be a part of it, and a guy like that doesn't get a shot. I just don't know why you guys wouldn't explore, especially he's an all-time great, not at Grambling, he's an all-time great in the SWAC. I'll ask you this.
No, in the country.
In black college football.
13,000 yards, Coach. That's national.
In black college football. So I'll ask you this, because I'm always going to make a comparison. If Peyton Manning wanted to coach, if Eli Manning wanted to coach, if Brett Favre wanted to coach, why don't we treat our greats the same way they get their great? And either one of y'all could answer that question.
I know the answer, Coach. It's simple. We don't love one another. We feel that their ice is colder than our ice. We don't honor and respect each other enough. That's the only thing it could be. I mean, we talking about the Manning boys coaching. Why they need to coach? That don't make enough money for them.
No. What I'm saying, if they wanted to coach.
Yeah, I know. I understand what you're saying. They whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? They have that option. We don't have that option. You know what I mean? And so we don't respect one another. It's not only just in the athletic world. You know, it's peered across the board. You know, and we don't honor and respect our legendary people.
And I'll say this, Mr. Campbell, you can go. And because Coach Eugene did not do it with hyper athleticism, his success was with his mind and his arm, right? It wasn't through hyper athleticism. He not only was able to show his intellect, he was able to show his intellect and is able to dominate with his mind. So why couldn't he dominate with his mind as a coach? And I'll leave that right there to you, Campbell.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to give some examples. Now, and this doesn't fit there because, again, I think Jermaine Jackson is a perfect example of how you can get a coach but understands the atmosphere and be a great coach at Prairie View. He didn't play at Prairie View, but understands. But look at Jackson State. T.C. Taylor knows what the foundation of Jackson State football is. Trey Oliver knows what the foundation of North Carolina Central football. Eddie Robinson Jr. knows what the foundation of
I didn't even think about that, Coach.
When you start looking at guys, and see, this is the thing, and I'll swerve over to FAMU, which one of the things I think. When they go to the 220 club, and we're talking about diehard rattlers that got played for that coach, and we have players that don't understand the greatness of Florida A&M football. And when you are not there and understand, that's why when you see these traditional programs, the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Penn States, the Michigan, there's something when the game is close. That foundation means something. University of Miami, Florida State, it's the same thing. When you play at Grambling, that G means something.
You preach it, Coach.
That block helmet means something. But if you come to FAMU and don't understand what we are, all you did is just play football. And you can't be at our school just to play football. You got to want to play football. There's a difference.
Yeah.
But as you say that, Coach, does the school hold some obligation to give men an opportunity who want to impact young men's lives in the coaching profession? Do you owe rattlers who aspire to be coaches an opportunity? Does TSU owe Tigers who aspire to be coaches an opportunity, Johnnie Cole?
Ain't no question. I think so. Here's why. If I'm investing you to recruit you to my school, I feed you for 4 years. I give you an education. I put a helmet on you. I'm spending thousands of dollars and I'm feeding you. You go out into the world. You become successful. If I got a position open, it's going to be one of my guys going to be the front runner every time because he don't walk the walk. He don't talk the talk. And I just feel that way. I feel that most colleges, and we can look around, they hire their own. They bring their own back. And I'm not saying necessarily saying in the number one role, but I'm saying there's always a job and a place, especially if you're a superstar at that school. Especially, they bring you back because what do? You bring fans back. You know what I mean? You bring that glory day back, just being around on campus. And if you look at University of Texas, University of Nebraska, Grambling State, I thought that was better. Doug Williams come around, or try to stay around there. That brings attraction to your school. Ain't no question. And I think, yes, these HBCUs need to get off their ass and go back in the book and bring some of these superstar people back around on campus. You'll get some people in the seats. And quit going out thinking that other people can come in and run our universities. They can't. That's my take.
Well, the only thing I'm going to say is, and there's a fine line. And I think what we have to do is make sure we expand the pool because in any coaching situation, I always want the best coach to be hired. I think, look at South Carolina State. Chennis Berry didn't play in South Carolina State. That was a hell of a hire. That was the best hire for them. But he understood the culture. He
was a winning coach.
He's a winning coach.
He's an HBCU guy.
That's what I'm saying. So there is a bit of where you can have a little bit of open-mindedness. But what my thing is with let me tell you what's so impressive. And I think everybody watched this. Bruce Eugene said he had the highest score in the Wonder League. He proved that tonight, didn't he? Didn't he? I want everybody in the chat to be honest. Was that not one? And this man is listen, if you just said what level of coaching, you would say, he got to be coaching NFL, right? Would you not automatically think that just by the knowledge that he did? So that's what's so crazy about the Bruce Eugene thing is because it's not that he's one of those guys that is not articulate, not one of those guys that doesn't know the game, not one of those guys that can't go and recruit. It's really baffling. And my thing is, if he's intimidating people, then you already got the wrong coach.
Guys, y'all know if you graduate from these big schools and go into coaching, you always can get a job. If Bruce Eugene was played at Ohio State and he coached in high school and he good and he talked the way he taught coach, he will always have a job in college. That's just how it is with them. One thing I know about the Louisiana system when I coached at Southern University, those white guys, they go from school to school and so they always will have a job in Louisiana. I'm talking about, I guarantee you some coaches that coach at every college in Louisiana. It's just a family. It's like that. We not like that in the SWAC and in the CIAA. And the LEAC and the SIC.
And I'll say this, Bruce was speaking, I'm going to use the SAT word, extemporaneously, which means that he wasn't prepared to come on here and talk about quarterback play or anything. He didn't have no questions that we had given him beforehand. He was speaking straight off the dome. And because you don't have to prepare for something that you know through and through, do you, Coach?
I'll give you guys an example. When Jackson State went outside their hiring realm, they always hired inside. And they hired a guy named Coach Bell, who's a friend of mine. That program went down. Then they hired outside again. It went down some more until they got back and hired Kamaji to bring it back. Who's a history HBCU coach. It's just something like you just gotta hire your own, I think, man. That been down there, somebody who know where the restroom at. That's going to give that all to that school, and he's not there just to get a paycheck.
Well, Rocky, let me say something that's to me, and I'm going to be honest, and I had this conversation with somebody. Let me tell you what's also important. If you start looking at guys that I named, And coach, don't take this the wrong way. Like I say, listen to what I'm saying, not hear me. These guys that are successful are guys that are part of these programs, but they're young guys and they got a lot of energy and they understand how to deal with this new player also. That's the thing that I'm also impressed with. When you're looking at a Trey Oliver came on here, and I told somebody, that Trey Oliver is such a gangster. Can you imagine playing for him? But he understands what Central's about. He said, we're not going to do this because I'm Central. We're going to do this. You look at, I saw Coach Eddie Robinson walk on the sidelines down in Tallahassee. And the complete control. And Eddie Robinson is a big guy. I don't think people understand how big Coach Robinson is. Man, listen, you don't play with that dude. But that dude still has the level set of understanding what I need to do to relate to these guys. Look at T.C. Taylor. T.C. Taylor ain't no little dude. But he understands that he has to vibe with these young players and things like that. So you look at a Bruce Eugene. You don't think he can't go and recruit guys? You don't think he doesn't understand? Look, and I'm going to tell you this, and for him to be coaching, which most of these guys are doing, 7-on-7 is utter hell in Georgia. It is one of the hardest things because dudes were fighting Cam Newton. Y'all, everybody saw that video? To deal with those level of kids that don't have any respect. For him to say, I'm getting 7-on-7 guys, and we just kill, lets you know that he knows how to relate to these players.
Yeah. Well, you know, we got to wait for the next, 7-8 weeks? Then all these jobs start popping up.
Go.
Let's talk about last week, baby.
Yeah, we got it, Coach. We getting ready to do it. We gonna run through it, Coach. Let me get it up. All right, this is the MEAC, Coach. We can run through this real quick. The Fighting D-Jacks almost pulled off a victory against Sacred Heart. They lost their quarterback in the first quarter. They still led most of the game, but they wasn't able to score in the second half. I think they got one heck of a team, Coach. I'm just going to go and be honest with you. And they're going to make some noise in the MEAC.
Well, they need to, and now we're going to get into meat and potatoes of the conference. They got them right now in second place behind North Carolina Central, who is really revving it up. So I'm excited about Delaware State. Coach Jackson is doing a great job. They averaging about 30 points a game. Hey, man, you can't put no blinders on that. It's some coaching going on over there, and my hat go off to them. Unfortunately, they failed this week. We'll see when they get into meat and potatoes of the MEAC.
Mr. Campbell, you have anything you like to add?
Man, listen, I one thing about me, I don't like to comment on games I didn't see. So I actually only saw half of the Jack State Southern game and Alcorn. And of course, because I was at the FAMU game. But I will say I did see the play that was the controversy. And the one thing about it is, these referees, and there's that old adage that they're always out against the HBCUs. And if those referees were Sacred Heart, they're independent still, right? Because I don't think they've joined the conference. My question: what conference are these referees from? Because the fact that they kicked that young man out of a game when that should have been just a penalty, not a personal penalty, was just ridiculous. And to turn that ball game around and to understand that, I'm just really disappointed. And coach, and like I say, Coach Sean Jackson said, I've been around football for 30 years and I've never seen that.
Yeah, that was pretty tough. And I hope those referees are held accountable for what they did and how they affected the outcome of their game. All right, I don't have too much to say about this one, man. The Michael Vick experience in Norfolk is not going very well. They lost to Wagner 13-18. You guys have anything in particular to say about this game? I didn't see the game. I was tracking the score, but it just seemed like Norfolk just struggled. I think, Coach, they went back to this two-quarterback system. What happened?
I kind of heard, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, that Vic is very frustrated. Things ain't like he thought they would be. His life was different than being a head coach, especially taking over a bad program. It's really testing his fortitude of, do you really want to be a head football coach? And not only do you want to be a head football coach, a head football coach of an HBC struggling football program for years. You know, it's a lot for a guy to make $1 million and to come down. You know, that's like moving from your mansion into the ghetto. You know, and you gotta want to be there down in the mud. So, you know, I still got the question mark of see how this season finished, and it wouldn't be surprised to me that he stepped down and move on back to where he come from. They got a lot of work to do.
Wait a minute, Coach. Wait a minute. Say that again. What you just said?
I said that which part?
No,
It wouldn't surprise you if
it wouldn't surprise me if he stepped down as the head coach.
Wow.
That's what I'm hearing.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So, hey, look here. I'm just trying to report what I get and what I got. And it's tough. It's tough on the bluff down there, you know. But we'll see.
Well, I want to just say something about that, if that's the case. I don't ever want anybody to be where they don't feel they should be at. But here's my problem with that. If you were, what's this, the 5th game they played?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they 1-4.
They're 1-4. And you already 5 games feel like this, you should never took that job, because you should have came in year one, was going. And again, I know you talked to Dion, and I know Dion gave a biased view, but he still probably told the truth. Hey, all this is going to go on, right? Et cetera, et cetera. So my thing is, you got to come in there knowing hey man, it's not going to be perfect. And if you don't have that mindset to be able to accept that challenge, then why even take that job? Why even take that job? Because all you're going to do is set that school back and make yourself look bad, make the school look bad. If your mindset is like, you know what, I'm here, I understand this is going to be tough. Because look at Deshaun Jackson has a way worse job. A way worse job. But I tell you what, look at what he came with, the mindset of understanding what he needs to do. So I just hope that, you know, again, I'm not saying, Coach, you're wrong, but I'm asking Michael Vick, do not convey that. Reset your mind. Understand there's a great chance to being a great coach at Norfolk State.
Well, I will say this. On, I think it was yesterday's coaching show, Michael Vick coaching show, he said that he loves being a coach, and he could see himself doing this for the next 10 years. That's what he said on his coaching show this week, because maybe some of that noise was getting outside of his group, but he did say that on his coaching show this week. So, you know, it's just, we can only go by what we hear.
Yeah, Dion said he was bringing Jesus Christ to Jackson, so yeah, we can't believe that.
Hey, Howard fought valiantly against Richmond and was clipped right at the end. You guys said Richmond would handle them very easily. That wasn't the case. Was this a good showing by Howard in either one of you guys' opinion?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Howard is Howard. You know what I'm saying? And Richard might have not been as strong as they have been in the past. So, you know, anytime you know, you can get a moral victory if you need one, it's always good. You know, moral victories ain't always just bad, but they are good to show you where your program's at.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.